unveiling the mysterious legends traveling in Thailand with stories passed down through generations. Thais and legends are intertwined, so it's no surprise that, in our country, various tourist attractions often have intriguing mysterious legends passed down. Some stories are so chilling that they give you goosebumps, while others are tales of love, making places with these stories appealing to everyone who wants to see the real locations, along with their legendary narratives. The Talking Buddha statue at Wat Si Chum in Sukhothai. Wat Si Chum is an important historical site in the Sukhothai Historical Park. This temple houses the Buddha statue in a pavilion called Phra Buddha Achan, renowned for its sacredness and beauty. It has unique characteristics that attract tourists to visit and pay their respects continuously. The legend of Wat Si Chum. The story of Wat Si Chum is about the talking Buddha. Here, Buddha refers not to a monk, but to the Buddha statue of the temple itself. The origin of this story dates back to when King Naresuan led his army to suppress a rebellion in Sukhothai. Before this battle, there was a meeting at Wat Si Chum, and since it was a fight among Thais, the soldiers lacked morale and were reluctant to fight. Therefore, King Naresuan devised a plan to boost the soldiers' spirits by having one of the soldiers climb a ladder to the back of the Buddha statue and speak words of encouragement to them. This led to the legend of the talking Buddha. Additionally, Wat Si Chum also holds the ceremony of holding the water of Phaiphat Sataya, making it one of the most sacred and significant temples in our country. The Ghost of the Hired Movie. The Legend of Phayanaga at Kamchanod, Udon Thani. Kamchanod, or the Kamchanod Forest, is located in Wat Nakin Kamchanod, another sacred place that locals believe in. Inside the Kamchanod Forest, there is an island, surrounded by water, covering an area of about 20 rai. The island is entirely covered with tall Kamchanod trees. In the Kamchanod Forest, there is a shrine dedicated to Pusi Suthon, where we can see people from all directions, continuously coming to pay their respects. On the other side of the Pusi Suthon shrine, tourists can also see the large roots of the banyan tree, which locals also commonly worship. The legend of Kamchanod states that the mouth of Kamchanod is believed to be the mysterious land of the Naga and a connection to the underwater city ruled by Pusi Suthon and Queen Sipratum Hanak. Later, Pusi Suthon waged war against Chaupo Suwanak, as both sides misunderstood each other, causing the earth to tremble and disturb the three realms until it reached the ears of Indra. Indra then descended from the heavenly realm of Tavatimsa to command both Naga sides to cease fighting and instead create two rivers, the Mekong River and the Nan River. The side that finished building the river first would allow the giant fish to inhabit that river. Pusi Suthon completed his river first, so the giant fish lived in the Mekong River. Pusi Suthon then approached Indra to request 3 access points between the underwater city and the human world, which are at That Luang in Vientiane and at Nong Kanta. And from Pakai Rock, or Kamchanod, is indeed a sacred land that locals have passed down stories about. Additionally, there is the legend of the ghost of the film hire, which has been adapted into a movie. It began with a mysterious individual hiring a mobile cinema company to set up a screening in the Kamchanod field for a fee of 4,000 baht, with the condition that the screening must be completed before 4 a.m. and that they must leave before dawn. Furthermore, they were strictly instructed not to look back. The Legend of Love at Tham Luang, Khun Nam Nang Non, Chiang Rai Province. Tham Luang Khun Nam Nang Non is located in the Doi Nang Non National Forest Reserve in Chiang Rai Province. Geologists have ranked Tham Luang as the 4th longest cave in Thailand, with a total length of 10,216 meters. It is a large limestone cave with water flowing throughout the year, and there will be water flow during the summer. Inside the cave, there are beautiful stalactites and stalagmites, with mineral formations reflecting light. The cave and the passage through Tham Luang are among the caves that are still being explored by tourists, as no one has yet reached the deepest point, and bats also inhabit the cave. The legend of Tam Luang Kun Nam Nang Non is the first legend. The Princess of Chiang Rai, 12 Pana, fell in love with a dog keeper in the palace, and decided to escape with him to the plains near the Mekong River. At that time, the princess was several months pregnant and could not continue the journey. The young man volunteered to go find food for her, but disappeared and never returned. The princess was surrounded and captured by her father's soldiers, and learned that her beloved had been killed by her father's soldiers in the forest. Heartbroken, she used a hairpin to cut her hair instead of a crown, causing blood to flow out, which became a river. Her body, lying from the south to the north, became Doi Nang Non, and the raised area of her belly became Doi Tung, as we see today. The second legend tells of a Naga searching for his daughter, who was kidnapped by Phaya Krut. He found his daughter lying in the area that is now the source of water, currently called Kun Nam Nang Non. The Naga requested his daughter back, but Phaya Krut demanded a trade for her in exchange for gold. To this day, the water source from which the Naga brought gold is called Nong Tanaka, while the area where the Naga delivered gold to Phaya Krut is called Nong Raka. The gold was taken and stored in Tam Sai Thong, and the Naga built a stupa as a memorial, which the locals still call Phra That Chom Naka to this day. The third legend tells of a princess from the city of Pukar, who led an army to search for the prince she loved. She fought and expanded her territory until she reached Wiang Pho, where she found the prince, only to discover that he had disappeared with a beautiful girl from that city once again. Heartbroken, she died of sorrow. Before her death, she prayed for her body to become the mountain range that the locals now call Doi Nang Non, while her tears flowed and became the stream known as Kun Nam Nang Non. Her army transformed into the diverse ethnic tribes on this mountain. The legend of the soft-bodied Buddha statue, Luang Poto of Wat Bang Phli, in Samut Prakan province. Wat Bang Phli Yai is a temple with a long history, and is one of the famous temples in Bang Phli district, located by the Samrong Canal. It houses a sacred Buddha statue, Luang Poto, renowned for its sanctity and miracles, and is revered by the people of Bang Phli. Devotees from all directions come to pray to Luang Poto for good health. There is also a belief that the holy water from Luang Po can heal the sick and help them recover. The legend of Luang Poto states that there were 3 Buddha statues that were siblings, which displayed miracles by floating along the water through various communities. Many locals tried to bring them ashore, but they could not be successfully enshrined on land. Later, the 3 Buddha statues separated and were enshrined in different places. One was invited to be enshrined at Wat Ban Laem, or Wat Phra Samut Worawihan, in Samut Songkhram province, as the elder brother. Another was enshrined at Wat Sotaram, in Chachoengsao province, as the middle one. As for Luang Porto, he floated down the Samrong Canal, and the villagers invited him to the mouth of the canal, but they were unsuccessful. They then tied him with a rope and prayed that if he wished to ascend, he should show a miracle by stopping at that place. When he floated to the area in front of Wat Bang Phli Yai, he stopped at the tied spot, and the villagers invited him up as the younger brother. Another miraculous event occurred on May 12, 1977, when Luang Porto displayed a miracle, meaning the statue, which is made of gold. It was held back, writhing like human flesh, as if it were alive, leading almost every newspaper to report this astonishing news, and people from all directions came to witness the glory. Later, in 1979, a similar phenomenon occurred again. The sacred water of the Naga legend at Khao Hong Naga, Krabi province. Khao Hong Naga is located in the Tan Bok Korani National Park on Phi Phi Islands. The viewpoint at Hong Naga is at the end of the hiking trail, approximately 500 meters above sea level. From this point, we can see a panoramic view of the sea in Krabi. The highlight here is the cliff that juts out from the mountain, which is a very thrilling spot because it is high above the ground below and is a popular place for tourists to take photos together. However, the hike up can be quite challenging, so it is advisable to prepare your body and equipment well. The legend of Khao Hong Naga. The villagers believe that this area belongs to the Naga, according to an ancient legend that has been passed down. This legend is the origin of various places associated with the Naga, including Khao Hong Naga, Nong Tale, and Khao Laem Hang Naga. But here is the end of the love story of the Naga, which shed tears that formed a small spring called Naga's Tear Spring. This sacred spring has clear water all year round on Khao Hong Naga, and it is believed that if one prays and rubs their face with the water, their wishes will be fulfilled and it will bring good fortune. Another interesting place is Saduna, which is also a small spring with flowing water all year round. It is believed that both Naga's Ter and Saduna come from the same source, but the locations of the two springs are quite far apart, connected along the mountain range, which is thought to be the body of the Naga, stretching from Khao Hong Naga to Saduna. The legend of Phaya Khan and the Phaya Khan Museum in Yasothon Province. The Naga Museum is prominently located at Phaya Tan Park in Mueang District, Yasothon Province, by the Lam Tuan Reservoir. This museum narrates the local legends of the Isan people regarding the legend of the Toad Naga and the Bun Bang Phai tradition. Inside the museum, there are exhibitions about the origins of Bang Phai, presented as a 4D film, as well as exhibitions about various types of toads found in Thailand, including the lifestyle of the Isan people and their agricultural practices. The legend of Phaya Kanka. The legend of Phaya Kanka is a long-standing tale of the Isan people, telling that Phaya Tan, the rain god, was very angry with humanity and thus withheld rain for a long period of 7 months, causing suffering everywhere, leading to the death of many humans and animals. The surviving creatures gathered to find a way to appease Phaya Tan, starting with sending the Naga to fight against him, but they were defeated. Next, they sent Phaya Tor Tan to lead an army against him, but he also returned defeated, leaving everyone feeling discouraged and hopeless. Then, the Toad Naga volunteered to fight Phaya Tan and devised a battle plan by having all the creatures build termite mounds leading to Phaya Tan city as a pathway for everyone to march towards it. The Toad Naga was tasked with gnawing through all wooden weapons, while scorpions and centipedes hid in their clothing. The army of Phaya Tan gnawed at them until finally Phaya Tan surrendered and agreed to a peace treaty with the Toad Naga with the following terms. 1. When humans launch Bang Phai into the sky, Phaya Tan shall command that rain falls upon the human world, which is the origin of making Bang Phai. 2. If the sound of the drum is heard, it signifies that rain has fallen. 3. If the sound of the sanu or the sound of the kite or the whistle is heard, the rain shall stop, because it will be the harvest season. After the agreement was made, Phaya Tan was released, and has adhered to the terms of the treaty until now. The legend of the Naga, Ang Phai, in Nong Khai Province. The phenomenon of the Naga fireballs remains a mystery to this day, because there are thousands of fireballs shooting up from the Mekong River to the sky every year on the end of Buddhist Lent, with no explanation for their origin. Before 1986, these Naga fireballs were referred to as ghost fireballs. The Naga fireballs are small to large orbs of light, ranging from the size of a thumb to the size of a goose egg, with a reddish-pink hue, appearing in 4 shades, cool red or ruby red. They have no smoke, no flame, no sound, and no smell, and they begin to appear above the water's surface at heights ranging from 1 to 30 meters, shooting up, to about 50 to 100 meters for approximately 5 to 10 seconds before vanishing into the air, even while the fireball remains large, not shrinking down gradually and without the characteristic of falling like fireworks. This makes the Naga fireballs an astonishing phenomenon to this day. The legend of the Naga fireballs. The belief of the Isan people is that in the Mekong River there resides a water deity known as the Naga. Originally, the Naga living in the underwater city was fierce, but when the Buddha came to save beings, they developed faith in Buddhism and abandoned their fierce nature, intending to ordain. However, they could not ordain due to being Nagas, so they dedicated themselves as followers of the Buddha. It is believed that on the end of Buddhist Lent each year, the Buddha descends from the heavenly realm of Tavatimsa back to the human world, and the Nagas in the Mekong River celebrate this occasion by lighting fireballs in honor of the Buddha, which appear as fireballs shooting up from the water's surface. This is the origin of the Naga fireballs. The legend of the giants at Wat Cheng and the giants at Wat Po, Wat Po Ta Tien, Angkok. Wat Pho Ta Tien, or Wat Phra Chetufon Vimol Mangklaram, is another important temple in Bangkok that was established during the Ayutthaya period, and is also the temple of the first reign of the Chakri dynasty. Inside Wat Po, there are several important religious sites, including the reclining Buddha Hall, built during the reign of King Rama III. Inside the hall lies the reclining Buddha, which is the third largest in the country, characterized by the left and right feet being symmetrical, adorned with 108 auspicious symbols. Additionally, there is the Great Stupa of Four Rains, which consists of 4 large stupas located next to the main chapel, surrounded by a glass wall, featuring beautifully designed architecture at the entrance, in a Thai-Chinese hybrid style. The legend of the giants at Wat Chang and the giants at Wat Po. Many people may have heard the legend of the origin of Ta Tien, which states that the open area of Ta Tien resulted from the battle between the giants of Wat Chang and Wat Po, with the giant of Wat Phra Kaeo as the commander. According to the legend, the giants of Wat Po and Wat Cheng were close friends. One day, Wat Po ran out of money and crossed the Chao Phraya River to borrow money from Wat Cheng. When the time came to repay, Wat Po refused to pay. Wat Cheng then decided to cross the river to demand repayment, but Wat Po still refused. Eventually, the two giants quarreled to the point of fighting. Due to their enormous size and strength, their battle caused the trees in the area to be trampled and destroyed. Bit, 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 bit.
Willing to adapt. Worldly provocateur, comparing the abbot to a mountain not equal to a farm. Therefore, the forest interferes, signing a peace treaty, then inviting the giant of Ta Tien to guard the temple after they stopped fighting.
The area where the two fought became completely flat, turning into an open space with nothing left. When Phra Isuan learned of the battle, it caused distress to all humans and animals in the area, so he punished them by cursing both giants to turn into stone. The giant of Wat Po was assigned to stand guard at the Ubosot of Wat Po, while the giant of Wat Chayeng was assigned to guard the Vihara of Wat Chayeng, a duty that continues to this day. The legend of Khao Sammuk, the goddess of Khao Sammuk in Chonburi province. The shrine of the goddess of Khao Sammuk is over 103 years old, located on Khao Sammuk between Ang Sila and Bang Saen Beach in Chonburi province. It has long been rumored to be sacred, especially among merchants and fishermen. Before going out to sea, they often offer prayers to the goddess of Khao Sammuk with young coconuts, mooncakes, and fruits. Additionally, many devotees regularly visit to pay their respects and ask for blessings. In the area of the shrine, there are monkeys that have lived there for a long time, believed to be the attendants of the goddess of Khao Sammuk. If anyone harms or captures the monkeys, it is said that misfortune and illness will befall their entire family. This is part of the legend of Khao Sammuk. There is a story that, during the late Ayutthaya period, there was a beautiful girl named Sammuk from Bangpla Soi who lost her parents at birth. The young woman lived with her grandmother in a hut at the foot of Khao Sammuk. Later, Sammuk fell in love with a young man named Saen, the son of the wealthy village headman of Ban Hin, or Ang Sila. Their love was pure, and they promised to love each other forever, swearing before the mountain that they would be together for eternity. If either of them broke this vow, they would have to jump off the cliff and die together. Saen gave Sammuk a ring as a witness to their promise. When the village headman learned of their love, he looked down upon Sammuk's poverty. Saen tried to persuade his father to propose to Sammuk, but the headman confined Saen and forced him to marry the daughter of a local potter, setting the wedding date. This news spread throughout Ang Hin or Ang Sila, and Sammuk also learned of it. On the day of Saen's wedding, a grand ceremony was held. Sammuk came to pour holy water for the couple. Saen felt a drop of holy water, along with a ring that fell down. He remembered well that this ring was the one he had given to Sammuk, but when he looked up, Sammuk had already run away. Sammuk ran away up the slope by the cliff and ended her life by jumping off the cliff to honor their pure love. Saen, who had made a vow to Sammuk, was deeply saddened and jumped off the cliff after his beloved. The villagers who learned of the incident were greatly mournful and cursed the village headman. Later, the headman brought various bowls and items to place in the cave at the cliff, and named this mountain Khao Sammuk and the adjacent beach Bang Saen as a memorial to the love of the two, which remains to this day. The legend of Fire Krob and the cave at Khao Le Khao in Trang Province. The cave is a charming natural tourist destination, making it one of the must-visit places in Thailand. To explore the cave, one must embark on quite an adventure. The final part of the cave cannot be walked through, as it requires taking a boat while lying flat for a distance of 800 meters, which adds excitement for all tourists who enter. Inside the cave, visitors can walk around normally, where there are stalactites and stalagmites along a 4-kilometer stretch, including the Bride's Cave, the Banyan Root Cave, and the beautiful Kantharf Cave, where rock formations are still developing, showcasing the natural beauty that must be seen. The legend of Fire Krob. A long time ago, there was a prince named Fire Krob, the son of the great Naga king, who was virtuous and skilled in every aspect, causing all the Nagas in the underworld to submit to his power. Fire Krob was very large, about 1 yojana long, with scales as white as pearls, and red eyes. As he grew up, he traveled to various places like a typical young man, until he fell in love with Nangsi Khan. The two decided to be together, and not long after, Nangsi Khan became pregnant. Fire Krob sought a beautiful and safe place for her to give birth, which is now known as Tham Le Khao. Using his powers, he burned and drilled through the rock to create a cave with flowing water inside, filled with gems and various creatures, as well as beautiful stalactites and stalagmites that looked alive, shaped like emeralds and droplets of water. Once Fire Krob found a suitable home for Nangsi Khan, they promised to love each other forever. However, an unexpected event occurred when the giant Hukaeng, Nangsi Khan's father, found them while they were together in the cave. The giant Hukaeng was very displeased and intended to kill Fire Krob, trying to burn him with fire and sand. Fortunately, Fire Krob managed to dodge in time. The fire that was spewed out hit the mountain, causing a peak to break. Nangsi Khan was frightened and fled to the cliff to wait for her beloved, which is why it became known as Phan Nang Khoi. Fire Krob wanted to take revenge on the giant Hukaeng, but upon realizing he was his father-in-law, he fled and did not dare to harm him. Fire Crab hid in every possible way to avoid being found by the giant. Not long after, Nang Si Khan gave birth to 80,000 snakes. Whenever the parents and their offspring met, they would shine with the brilliance of gems, and the people in the area would find happiness and prosperity.